wild lion and the African antelope. There's a place on Earth, a region that is not so rich but contains the life of many different animals. They survive, grow, and evolve to become superior. They are not only large mammals, but also permanent herbivores with a strong desire to live. The migration are the most obvious examples of that. And the African antelope is a very changeable species that adapts to many different habitats. It does it not only for itself, but for future generations as well. Lions, on the other hand, live in herds, foraging together and relying on each other to survive the most difficult times. Today, the Wildlife Animal Channel will take you to the Serengeti to witness the true life of two iconic species, the wild lion and the African antelope. Don't forget to click the follow, like and share, as well as comment your opinion to help us have more interesting and rich videos. Let's get started. The Serengeti National Park is located on the border of two countries, Tanzania and Kenya. Currently, this park has not changed much compared to the past. The Tanzania area is home to 3,000 Serengeti lions. Everywhere, lions often live in herds, and here too. In the herd, there will be a female lion who is responsible for raising and hunting with her sisters. Each lion here occupies its own territory of about 125 square kilometers. The life of a large carnivore like a lion is not just about hunting. It needs to know how to nurture its cubs. The cubs always need the guidance and the dedicated instruction from the lion mother and father so that they can master hunting skills and become independent after a few years. This land is quite harsh. Daytime temperatures can be very high, so lions often choose to hunt in the cooler afternoons. During the day, they will patrol to detect strangers who dare to appear in their range and then chase them away. This is also the way lions have defined their territory for centuries. They are the only territory with another purpose, something urgent, affecting their survival, waiting for the migrating antelope herd. The migratory antelopes are aware that this is an extremely arduous journey. But when going through this journey, nature will choose the healthiest, bravest to develop a better and better race. They must always tell themselves that only moving forward can life continue. They are only crave fresh water and something green from the grasslands, but also harbor anxiety if faced with a herd of hungry lions. Empty bellies will prompt this lustful carnivore to pursue its prey until it catches them and shreds them to shreds. African antelopes, when attacked, will run in a zigzag line with great speed. They are strong that many times lions are embarrassed. Oribi is also a member of the antelope family, but is very shy. The Arabs call them gazelles, and the ancient Greeks call them oribi. It all means bright eyes. Another species, the Thomson gazelle, also survived, relying on its ability to react quickly to escape from predators. Because they are always animals on guard duty, they detect the enemy very quickly, escaping in the best way to preserve life. The eland antelope is the largest of all antelope species. They possess horns of 1 meter long and quite bulky. But when attacked, they can jump up to 2 meters high in the air. About 80% of lion cubs do not survive in the first 2 years of life. Although they receive absolute protection from their parents, what they need most is food. Harshness sometimes sows death more terrible than the interference of the heedless of those who nurture them. And especially for a species that is devoted to protecting its young as a lion, the remaining problem lies in the source of food, and the lack of food and hunger. That is what impacts serious effects that the survival of the cubs have. The way to keep the lions alive is to gather and unite as a family. It would be better when wandering alone and meeting other threats from the outside. The lions knew this from birth. knowing more and more that they belong to the Serengeti and could not migrate like a herd of antelopes, numbering several million. They have a different life and must learn how to hunt at the peak to escape the hunger that threatens them every day. Their target are always the young, the weak, and the older antelopes. Even the wounded will make a delicious meal, the ideal meal for them for days away from hunting. Lions often use tactics to lure their prey instead of attacking from one side. Depending on the terrain conditions, they appear to be talented strategists. The lioness in the herd are professional hunters. Bloody killings often occur. The Serengeti is not exactly a deserted place. It has the Mara River that gives life to many species. The cool and calm water of the river attracts many species, not only the zebras that often come to enjoy the soft fresh water. Hippos also live off the Mara River. There is an old story that when God created all things, God created hippo and asked where it wanted to live. The hippo expressed a wish to live in the river, and God said that if you live in this river, you can't eat fish. The hippo agreed, and to this day, it had kept its word. The hippo spends most of the day in the water, and it can stay underwater for about 6 minutes. Activities such as mating or spawning can all take place underwater. But its food source is on the shore. At night, the hippos will come ashore to feed, and although it weighs 3 tons, it looks very aggressive, and it is not a carnivore. But it is the species that attacks and kills more humans than lions and crocodiles each year. The species that really threatens the lives of migratory antelopes that make them always wary are crocodiles and lions. Crocodiles are a danger when antelope swims across the river. The lion is the killer that waits on the other side of the river, and the antelopes know that well, but they need to cross the river to continue their life and find a place with lots of green grass and to maintain the existence of the species. In September, the large herd of antelope will find a way to return south and find the green grass. They will reach the mouth of the Mara River. Normally, this river is not quite peaceful. It was peaceful only on the surface, but hidden creatures still lurking under the water. Not every river is an ideal place for antelope to move. They need to choose the right time and place so that there is not too much loss. Although sacrifice, death and selection are inevitable things that will appear after the river crossing. Discipline is one of the top strengths of an antelope herd. They are also very obedient to the leader's orders, following the instructions of the leader very carefully. It is not because they are submissive, but perhaps fear that makes them so strict and disciplined. Antelope will line up across the river, and after the leader of the pack crosses the river alone, the others will follow, and the one in the back will also join the tail of the ones in front. They will become chaotic, turning the river into a deadly abyss as they trample each other on their journey to find life on the other side. The antelopes also realized that this was not an ordinary walk, but a real trip. A trip at the expense of life. Luckily escaping death that not only proves it is a durable species, but also strong and brave antelopes worthy of maintaining the future breed. The lions have been waiting for the antelopes to return, but they had caught a replacement before that, the zebra last night. The carcass is being disposed of, but not by the lionesses together. The male lion has taken over the carcass and intends to eat it alone. But this corpse was quite large, so it decided to share it with the lioness who was the mother of her cubs. The male lion sharing is something he doesn't know, and he doesn't want to know. Fortunately, the lioness was also able to eat with it, and the carcass of the zebra has brought temporary sanity to the lions, and the antelope herd, after crossing the Mara River, will be temporarily safe. They needed to keep moving to the green lawns and great water, and the lions does not easily ignore the antelope when he has arranged his time to wait. it will hunt again the following nights, with flexible tactics to get the perfect meal. But temporarily, safety is also something that lifts the spirits of the bravest antelopes who had crossed the Mara River. For other species, the carcass of the antelope in the river, such as a crocodile or birds, are particular sources of protein that brings abundance of good harvest. Just a few days later, the antelope that could not survive were just bare skeletons in the fast-flowing water. But that was the natural progression of life. The Mara River was peaceful and calm, as if it had never witnessed a spectacular and dangerous crossing of antelope before. Hopefully, with all the information and stories shared about the life of wild lions and antelopes in the Serengeti, you will have more interesting perspectives on the world of all species. Good day, and see you in the next video.